I'm a member of the org Enemy Contact, and we have a weekly meeting discussing Star Citizen and other org-related business. This week we had a discussion about what pay-to-win truly is. There are many different takes on what the definition of pay-to-win is, as we all discovered through our conversations. Another year has come and gone, and another glass ceiling smashed to bits in Star Citizen's funding. CIG brought in nearly $100 million for 2021, finishing out the year with nearly $86 million, destroying 2020's $77.6 million achievement. CIG has accomplished a stunning feat by adding another round of ships available for purchase in Star Citizen. Every year we see the list grow, and some players gotta have them all. So, in response to player requests, CIG created a Legatus package first introduced in 2018 for $27,000. Every year, we see more ship sales, and the Legatus package grows in price. This year's iteration comes in the form of a $40,000 package containing all purchasable ships with LTI and a bunch of other digital goodies. The Legatus 2951 package is only available to concierge backers who have surpassed the $1,000 level of support or by special request. This in itself is a huge point of controversy discussed by many different YouTubers, bloggers, and gaming news sites. The Urban Dictionary's definition of pay-to-win is, quote, games that let you buy better gear or allow you to make better items than everyone else at a faster rate and then makes the game largely unbalanced even for those players who have skill in the game without paying. This makes sense on the surface in that paying real-world money gives people an unbalanced advantage in a game. I believe it may be a little bit more nuanced than this for Star Citizen. When I think of pay-to-win, I see it more in line with a game that allows real-world money to purchase gear or vehicles that have better stats or abilities than are available to the full player base, giving that player an unfair advantage. If you can't access the better items in-game without paying real-world money, then I see this as more nuanced definition of pay-to-win. With that being said, Star Citizen's development has been crowdfunded through the sales of digital ships and items. Now, some of those ships and items are notably more powerful and do have notable advantages over other ships and items. However, these ships and items are all available to all players through rentals and purchases with in-game funds. You just have to fly around to different locations to access them. So, you're still paying, but with a different currency. It's still a matter of a person's time used to accumulate these funds. One just uses funds from their job in real life, and the other uses funds from their time earning credits in-game. Is Star Citizen really pay to win if both methods require a player's time to obtain funds, which are then exchanged for an in-game item? Yes, a player who has decided to use real-world funds to build a fleet with real-world money does get an advantage in the time it takes to obtain a ship or item by bypassing the time sink required to earn the funds in-game. There are players who make less in real world and don't have the ability to apply real world funds to the game. These players still have the ability to raise funds in game by using the mechanics provided to achieve levels of wealth in game that are needed to afford the same items as the player who purchased with real world cash. Typically, but not always, those who earn more money in the real world have less time to play, so their grind is real world time. Other players dedicate more time in game to grind and earn their funds in the form of UEC. So, the only difference is those who use real-world funds don't spend the time earning in-game. In the end, both players can obtain the same gear, but spend their time differently earning different funds used to purchase the exact same items. Some may argue that the in-game grind to achieve the funds is a disadvantage. It seems to be that an in-game player has to experience the verse to earn enough funds to purchase the same gear. Is this really a disadvantage, though? The player with more real-world dollars invested can be at a greater disadvantage. Star Citizen requires a high level of skill to achieve a win, so the player who spends time grinding credits to buy gear in-game has an advantage through their practice. They can pilot a lesser ship more effectively and accomplish far greater results, easily overcoming a more powerful ship and splash the whale. So, I ask again, is Star Citizen pay to win? Again, seems the whale is disadvantaged by their lack of playtime to gain the skills necessary for an advantage using the purchased item. Just because you have access to a ship, or an item of good quality, doesn't lead to a win. Star Citizen is about skill and understanding the mechanics in a way that allows you to achieve the in-game successes or wins. Yes, an Orion could earn UEC faster, but that in-game ship can be pirated from the unskilled player. If you purchased with real-world funds, it can still be taken by a better pilot or a better trained crew. Logic dictates those who spend time learning and honing their skills will come out on top. Then, the Orion, which is a UEC printer, is in the hands of the player who understood how to better play the game and earn credits much more quickly than the player who just lost their ship purchased with real-world money. This really is a confusing and controversial subject, and has many different points of view. But when you break it down to something other than just a black and white definition and allow the gray area to be included in the discussion, things start to level out and Star Citizen starts to sound less pay to win and more pay to bypass the in-game grind. Personally, I love exploring the verse and feel I'm slightly disadvantaged by my lack of time available to hone my skills as a player. I also won't get to see giant chunks of content due to my lack of time. I have real-world obligations that take up my time and disqualifies me from experiencing all the ships, items, and other content that will be available in the verse. If not for my ability to purchase with real-world funds, I might never get to fly certain ships, therefore leaving me at a loss to see all the content CIG has planned for us to experience. I know I don't have the skill to operate all my ships, nor be as successful in-game as another player who perhaps only has a $45 starter package, but spends countless hours honing their skill. I've disadvantaged myself by not grinding in-game to earn my ships, giving the better player the advantage. So, what do you think after hearing my take on pay to win in Star Citizen? Tell me what you think in the comments below. Was this a good take on pay to win? Or does it stink like rotten fish and us whales have an unfair advantage? Let me know. Like, share, and subscribe if you think I made any sense. Or just share if you think my take sucks and you want people to know how horrible my take on pay to win is. Either way, thank you to everyone for sticking it out to the end of this video. Until the next one, I'll see you in the verse. Laminal, out.